Good morning. You're on Triple J with Miff J and the Doctor, and only this is surely for our listeners the most exciting time of their entire lives.
Absolutely, because the amount of times we get requests to play more Tool here at Triple J is more than any other band we have played on the station. I can pretty much guarantee that, having done lunch for a fair few years now.
And here we are. We have the bass player of Tool, Justin Chancellor. How you doing?
Excellent. Nice to be here.
Now, I don't know. What do a lot of people know? I mean, obviously the Tool, the loyal Tool fans would know that there's a non-American dude in Tool. Does anyone go, you don't sound American? What's going on?
Yeah, quite often actually. I mean, mostly people that don't actually listen to the band, obviously, but it's been 11 years now, so maybe they think I am American. A lot of people think I'm Australian, actually.
Really? In America?
In America, yeah.
Have you picked up one of those continental accents?
I don't think so. I hope not.
Now, Tool are possibly one of the scariest rock bands in the world. At least that's what people say. People also say, someone said one of the most pretentious bands in the world, which is pretty cool. What's it like being... you know what I mean? Like, what's it like being one of those, like the spooky, sort of mystique-laden band on the Big Day Out bill?
God, I don't really think about it like that, you know. I mean, it's always a bit of a surprise to hear that. I think it's probably more because it's not talked about too much, you know. We don't talk about it that often, and we certainly don't kind of self-examine ourselves too much, you know. And that means people don't, you know, they have something to think about, which makes it weird and mysterious.
I was going to say, do you think because you don't really buy into all the bullshit that goes with the music industry in a sense, you do keep people away from the stage when you're performing and fans and all that kind of thing, you know? Do you think you actually feed people's desire to want to know more about you?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't talk about it too much, then people have to think about it for themselves, you know, so it kind of opens it all to your own interpretation.
Yeah.
Also to the kind of, like conspiracy theories and rumours and stuff, which you guys seem to love.
Right.
Sort of messing with people's heads. Well, messing with people's heads.
Why not?
You like messing with people's heads. Why do you like messing with people's heads, Justin?
Well, you know, it keeps the whole spirit of mystery alive, I guess. You know, it's all that stuff is interesting to us, but I mean, if you just mention a tiny part of it, then people kind of run with it. And it becomes even bigger of a conspiracy than it started out to be. So we just let it go, you know. Yeah. And we don't know what's true or what's not true ourselves. So,
well, one of the things that was that we've encountered recently was with your song. Is it The Pot? The one that's we've got some sort of radio edit of it, and every time we play it, we get people irate ringing up the radio station. What have you done to the Tool song? What have you done to our song? Why have you cut out this bit? And we go, it wasn't me. I didn't go in and remix it. But
wasn't us tweaking Maynard's vocals, giving him a little more treble. You know?
Well, but so, and on I saw on a website there was something, I think it was on the Tool site, saying that it wasn't you guys either that had edited that song.
We never do that to our own songs. So
do you know who and how that happens?
I don't know how you guys get your stuff. I mean, what you're part of, or how it comes from America, or I have no idea. I mean, it must be either a record company or if you have any affiliate radio station that feeds you stuff. I don't know. But we generally we pretty much know that our stuff's going to be edited because it's too long, so we just give it to them as it is.
Okay, so when your record company may do that without your knowledge.
I don't know how that works, to be honest. I know that in LA, K-Rock do it themselves. They get it and they just make it how they want to, you know, how they want to do it, and we just, you know.
Does that give you the shits ever? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in the pot they cut out my little moment actually. So I was kind of pissed off about it.
I was just going, is that the thing? It's not there.
Oh, come on.
That's awful.
That must really suck.
But, you know, it's nice to hear it on the radio either way, so it doesn't matter too much. I mean, surely those people that are pissed off about hearing it that way on the radio, they must have the album, right? So,
True.
I mean, it's not so bad.
Maybe you could just release just that bit and send that to the radio station.
Right. Little jingle.
Yeah.
And we got Justin from the band in the studio with us right now.
As Maynard sort of eerily spooks us out there.
Yeah. That's his role, though, isn't he? He's sort of the overseer and the eerie man.
Oh, yeah, he's full of ideas, that's for sure.
and is he still kind of, sort of standing back? I know there was a time when he was sort of turning his back kind of on the audience and, standing pretty deep in the stage. Is he still sort of doing that, carrying on that kind of, like we were talking about before, that mystique of kind of standing in the shadows a bit?
Yeah, it's more there's a couple of reasons for that. It sounds better having the microphone behind the amplifiers.
For him,
for the crowd, for the PA. So we're not getting a lot of bleed into his mic, from our, because we have a pretty like a massive stage sound. We use a lot of monitors, for feedback, all kinds of reasons. But him being behind Adam's guitar amp, it actually gives him a bit more isolation on his voice, so it comes out.
Sorry. So he stands. I haven't seen him do this. He stands behind.
There's like me and Adam kind of either side of the front, and then him and Danny kind of next to each other a little further back. So we're kind of in a square almost. Mm-hmm. And that makes it easy to communicate with each other as well and just all see each other.
So it's not just because he's scared of you crazy fans.
No, no. I mean, sometimes he's concentrating, you know what I mean? And you do what you have to do. So.
Is it also so you guys don't get out of time?
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're looking at each other, we're all communicating, and there's parts where we have to have eye contact, and there's also little areas where we're kind of improvising, and that
improvising in 11/8 by any chance?
Hopefully not.
Has there ever been a time when you just actually lost where you were and
all the
totally
time.
cocked it up?
All the time.
How do you cover those moments?
You're just kind of treading water, trying to survive. It's tricky, man. There's certain songs where if we lose it, it's really hard to get out of, and it really can be kind of embarrassing,
And people would notice.
But it happens, I mean, if we were playing with a click or something, then it would be less forgivable. But because we're we're trying to pull it off and keep a groove with something that's a little weird and intricate. Then I mean, it happens.
Do you ever pull out the stuff we wrote it? This is how it goes from now on.
We changed it.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I have noticed about Tool fans though is they are extra passionate, like probably more so than most other bands we play at the station. Is that sometimes? It's probably worldwide as well, not just in Australia. Is that sometimes overwhelming?
I guess it could be. I'm not really a big internet guy, so I don't really get exposed to a lot of that stuff.
Yep.
I remember when I first joined the band, I did read a lot of that stuff, and it was a little intense. I'd be reading emails from people, and it kind of gets your mind going. But I find it better just to not really think about it too much and just sort of focus on what you're doing. And it's just, after that, it's just playing in front of a lot of people. That kind of interaction is great, and that passion is what it's all about. So. Yeah.
We're talking to Justin Chancellor from Tool. Do you mind hanging around for a little while? Because when we come back, I'm going to talk to you about a very special Tool event that's happening on Triple J, which I think you'll be very interested in.
You're on Triple J with Miff J and the Doctor. We're talking to Justin from Tool. Are you really spending most of your time going to wineries while you're in Australia?
No, that would be the pub for me.
Right, okay.
So you're not the wine buff of the band?
No, Maynard's the wine buff.
Okay, he's actually got an Australian bottle, hasn't he? A bottle of Penfold Grange or something, one of the most expensive bottles in the world. I think I know he's an owner.
Well, he collects a lot of wine. He's actually making his own wine in Arizona as well.
Okay.
He's been into it for a good 10 years, I think now. So.
Yeah. So you put the Tool label on the Tool wine, Tool Cab Sav.
That's what you should do for Christmas.
Either that or put some of those glasses that you look through at the label. It can all come in 3D.
Can you imagine a wine bottle that looks like the latest Tool album?
It's a fantastic album, by the way.
Awesome.
As soon as it came in, we'd spent probably half the day just looking at it. Doing no work whatsoever.
I know Adam does all the sort of design for this sort of stuff. Are you just going, Adam, what are you doing? This is insane.
Yeah, I mean, he told us about his idea maybe 6 months before we actually finished the album, and we were all kind of sworn to secrecy because he didn't want it to get out. But it was a great idea.
Was it his idea that you had the eagle perched on your wrist?
No, we all did our own in the individual shots. We all kind of had our own input into those.
What's the inspiration behind yours? You're wonderful.
Bird of prey, I just relate. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually an Australian wedge-tailed eagle as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So are you saying
his name's Sydney?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you saying you're a predator?
Somewhat,
But you're not on the internet, so it's all right. So for those of you who haven't seen the Tool album, it's amazing.
Very
It's
impressive.
it's got these the two eye holes that you look through and you flip through the cover, and it all comes out in 3D, and it's quite the work of art in
right.
itself.
It is indeed. Hey, and you guys doing the big day out and also doing a couple of side shows. How long does your actual Tool show go for?
It's normally about 2 hours.
That's some full-on action.
Yeah, I mean, it's an evening with Tool, but I think it could get a little too much if it gets over 2 hours.
Yeah. See, an evening with Tool, I mean, apart from the band connotation, sort of suggests that everyone sits down, has a meal. I mean,
It does sound very civilized.
It does.
It's good. I like it. I don't imagine it would pan out that way.
It's at least false sense of security.
Now, Justin, you're doing something else special for us at Triple J, which is programming a whole hour of radio,
Yeah,
which is
apparently
coming
I
up
am.
in a week or so. What are your plans for that hour of radio? 'Cause this is a real insight that I guess most people wouldn't have into your taste.
What do you guys listen to?
And what you guys listen to.
Right. Well, I mean, it's going to be what I listen to,
Yeah.
as far as, I haven't really talked to the other guys about it. But
They don't know about it, do they?
No, they have no idea. But obviously, we have a lot of stuff in common, but we also have quite big differences between our music tastes. But I'm not very good at thinking on my feet in that way, so I kind of thought about it last night. Just made a big list of
What do
a
you
bunch
think?
of different stuff. So
What do you think would be one group that would shock a Tool fan that you're going to play on Tool radio?
I don't know, maybe like Left Field.
Nice.
Featuring John Lydon or just the
Well, I hadn't really decided. I was it's either that one or like I can't remember the name of the track.
Wheatus,
Like this.
Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus.
It's off the Leftism album.
Leftism,
though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that whole album. I was just going to kind of
That's a great
pick
album.
and choose off that. Yeah, it was kind of groundbreaking album. I
Definitely.
probably won't play any of that now that I
Oh,
said
come
that.
on. You've got it now. Now you've told
no,
us.
that's all part of the dummies that Tool throw to the audience. All the little fake little things. It'll end up being Adam just playing just one DJ set.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with Serge from System of a Down coming out on stage in New Zealand?
I guess he's he's been there for a little while. He's gonna live over there at some point. So
Is he becoming a hobbit?
aye. But that was actually really cool. I didn't know he was going to be there, and we just he was on the side of the stage before we went on, and Adam was just had the idea to invite him on right there and then. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Let's let's try it.
What did he sing? 'Cause
He did. He just jammed on sober. He just kind of wailed in the middle of kind of extended a section, and he let rip. It was really good.
Did you sort of yell over, it's in 4/4, don't worry. 4/4.
right.
Justin, thank you very much for joining us today on Triple J.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Let's go out with some more Tool.
Stinkfist from Onima?
That's right.
Is that how you say it?
Anima.
Onima.